Hi, my friends. It's your tour guide to the sci-fi side, me, Preston E. And the E stands for ecstatic. Because on this video, we'll be taking a look at the MST3K Volume 2 collection, rating all three movies in it, and also giving an overall rating for the fourth disc, which is a shorts volume collection. I'll be rating it on the SOL Bone scale of 1 through 5 for each disc, with 1 being poor, 2 being fair, 3 being good, 4 being great, and 5 being excellent. Then I'll rate the whole collection on that same scale. Boogity, 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 let's go rating! Up first on this collection is a Season 3 movie called Cave Dwellers. Before the movie, however, we get a classic invention exchange between Joel and the bots, plus the Mads. Joel gives us a new take on an old classic called the smoking jacket. That way you can take the party and the carcinogens with you in style wherever you go. The Mads gives us a combination of the old rock'em sock'em robots meets arm wrestling with robot arm wrestling. And now on to the movie. Cave Dwellers is also known as Ator 2, and Atar would come to make more appearances in MST3K. The plot sees Atar being called forth by the slow-talking, dull as dirt Acronis via his daughter Mia, oh Maya. Ator's mission, if he chooses to accept it, is to make sure the evil Zor and his army doesn't get a hold of the geometric nuclear device, which could spell doom for all mankind. Womankind, dog and cat kind, and gerbil kind as well, pretty much all kinds. And with a porn stash and eyebrows like that, Zor is pretty much the living embodiment of evil. He also sort of looks like a patron of the Blue Oyster Bar from Police Academy. Dun 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 dun. We also get Gomez Adams look-alike Chin Wong, with a name like Thong, and with a name as wrong as Thong, you know he's got to be tough as he assists Ator on riding up the butts of Zor and his evil Zorites. We also get a really fun host segment of Joe showing the bots and us the magic of being a Foley artist. And no, that doesn't mean drawing professional wrestler Mick Foley. It's actually how to create sound effects, using items like coconuts, meat, jello, pantyhose, milk, and hamsters. We also get a really fun recreation of the movie's bizarre opening credits and naming everyday objects with new and exciting fantasy names. The movie itself is a slog in places. I recommend watching it fully caffeinated, as I was groggy upon first viewing it and fell asleep during one of the dull old man's many long spills. However, the action sequences are a blast, with Joe and the bots having to hilariously leave just when things were getting good in the movie, or as good as they could get, to do a host segment. One of the movie's best spots is Ator's hang glider, and how Joe and the bots explain how he quickly slapped it together in 5 minutes using sticks and deer parts. The host segments are all well done. The movie does get bogged down and convoluted a lot, but makes up for it in the latter half with inane action and goofiness. I rate this a 3 out of 5 SOL Bones. Now it's time to shiny love with Angel's Revenge, straight from Season 6. That 70s movie takes Charlie's Angels and mixes it with the A-Team, and Gilligan's Island and Adaba Green Acres are thrown in the mix for good measure. This movie sees 7 women from different walks of life join forces to take down drug dealers and pushers corrupting kids by selling them drugs. They take to the streets in their high-tech van. You get a high school teacher, a Vegas singer, a leggy model, martial arts instructor, a stunt woman, a powered-up, permed-up policewoman, and a teenage girl. And they all do battle with Jim Backus and his gun-loving cronies to warm up for their showdown with Jack Palance and his fellow drug pushers. Pat Buttram and Alan Hale Jr. also make appearances in this star-studded rip-off of a flashy disco action flick also known as Angel's Brigade. The movie is an easy watch and is pretty quick-paced and has cheesy, goofy cartoon sound effects.
Generous employer. You know, who couldn't do that to Jim Barrett?
Terry,
Okay, sound by Hanna-Barbera, fine.
You also get some howlingly funny riffs like this.
No, beer and porn do make the ship go faster.
It's also worth a look to see the Mats dressed as those 70s relief pitchers Tug McGraw and Raleigh Fingers, and later as 70s tennis stars Bobby Riggs and Billie Jean King, making Tom Servo's Shame-O-Meter go insane. This fun 70s riff gets a 4 out of 5 SOL bones. Up next is one of the more famous MST3K episodes, Season 3's The Pod People. Before we get to that hilarity, though, let's have a look at the fun invention exchange. Joe unveils his Monster Cord, which takes the danger of a Monster energy drink and puts it in musical form, while the Mads go mad with some catchy public domain songs with their public domain karaoke machine. Getting to the movie itself, Pod People take street poachers on a hunt for game, but what they get instead is a cave filled with huge eggs. One of the poachers decides to poach the egg and gets poached himself for his troubles. The creature then goes on a rampage. But never mind about that, because now we got some young musicians who decide to go RVing in the area and go camping. But forget that nonsense. Let's take a look at a little boy named Tommy who finds a surviving egg in the cave the poachers were at earlier and takes it home to hatch it. The creature hatches and looks like a poor man's version of Alf, and the kid goes and gives him the great American name of Trumpy. This movie gives us some classic MST3K riffs such as
It stinks. Wah, wah, wah.
As one of the better-known riffs in MST3K history, this classic mishmash of hilarity often lands in top 10s or 20 lists of MST3K fandom. I give this hoot of a riff flick a 5 SOL bones out of 5. And the final disc of this collection is not a movie, but actually a collection of shorts called Shorts, Volume 1. What a clever title. In this collection, we get Tom Servo, what a cool guy, hosting the following shorts. The Home Economics Story. And boy, this is a lengthy short. It's like the Gone with the Wind of shorts. After it was done, I felt like I have a major now in home economics. Up next, we get Junior Rodeo Daredevils, smothered in gravy, Texas style, yeehaw! And if you want to see kids get humiliated and nearly trampled to death by wild animals, you can almost imagine hearing their little tiny screams of terror on the range in this one. From getting tossed in the dust at the rodeo, it is now time to get cleaned up in a short called Body Care and Grooming. Thrill as a sassy and mean-spirited narrator really gives it to a young lass for not turning on the young fellas due to her uneven socks and flyaway hair. Oh, please, girlfriend. Marvel as she makes the young man drool as she learns how to pleat her skirt and comb her hair. Down, boy. You can be objectified too with these helpful tips. From there, we get the shameful, tragic tale of a high school boy who resorts to cheating in class off of his best buddy, bringing her down with him. They both get zeros, he loses his position as student council president, and they both go on a murderous rampage and are forever known as the notorious bandits Bonnie and Clyde in this short called Cheaters. Well, maybe not, but it could have happened. If cheating isn't your thing, try being a family person and a date with your family. You'll realize soon enough that with all the rules and regulations at the family dinner table, you too will strip down to your underwear and spend quality time with the TV as you eat, like I do. Professor Tom Servo also offers up industrial arts for those not interested in the home economics course in Why Study Industrial Arts. You too will enjoy the pleasures of wood, its fine smells, and how fine it feels shoving slivers of it down your underpants, and finally spend some time with some real mother cluckers and chickens of tomorrow. In this short, it is finger-licking good as we learn about chickens all the way from birth to the dinner table. Yes, you too can don a white suit and a western tie and speak with a blatant southern accent. I say. This collection gets a 5 chicken bones bones out of 5. This MST3K Volume 2 collection gets a 17 out of 20 SOL bones overall, with samplings from both Joe and Mike, plus one of the best riffs of Mystery Science Theater 3000 history with the Pod People. With some nice side appetizers of a 7-course short feast, this is a volume you'll want to visit often to satisfy your appetite for Snickers. Well, that about does it for me. Please like, subscribe, and share. I've been Preston E. Garrison. We'll see you next time. Oh my, oh me, for Volume 3. I'm out of here. What did you think of the video, sirs?